If a man is in a position where practically his whole life revolves around his mother, it is likely to show that he doesn't feel comfortable with his own needs. Along with this, he is unlikely to even be in touch with his own needs. Therefore, he will be out of balance, but he won't realize this. But even if he does realize this, he probably won't feel comfortable doing anything about it, and he probably won't believe that he can do anything about it either. So, as he will be ignoring a number of his needs, it will naturally have a negative effect on his well-being. His basic needs are going to be met, such as his need to sleep and eat, for instance, but that will be about it. Yet, when it comes to his need to be valued and connect with a woman, these needs are likely to seldom, if ever, be met. He is then not going to be living a life where he is thriving. He will be living a life where he is more or less surviving. When it comes to why he is unable to meet his first need, it can be because he doesn't have any close friends, works in a soul-destroying environment, and is taken for granted by his mother. Not having people in his life who can see and mirror his value is going to deprive him. This will then play a part in the negative thoughts and feelings that he is likely to experience. If he often feels down and depressed, this will play a part in why this is. When it comes to why he is unable to connect with a woman, it will come down to the fact that he is too focused on his mother. His need to be seen and heard by a woman and experience affection is not going to be met. At the same time, even if he is in a relationship with a woman, it is unlikely to be much different. The reason for this is that he might not allow himself to be seen and heard by her, or to get close to her. Assuming that he is not in a relationship, if he was to embrace and express his need to connect with a woman, he could feel guilty and ashamed. To no longer feel this way, he could soon suppress this need. Instead of this need being normal, and him doing the right thing by trying to meet it, it will be seen as something that is wrong, and he would then be doing the wrong thing by trying to meet it. What this is likely to illustrate is that, deep down, he sees himself as nothing more than his mother's possession, and thus, he would be betraying her if he did what he wanted. To deal with the tension and frustration that builds up inside him, he can spend a fair amount of time masturbating to porn. Of course, this won't allow him to change what is going on or meet his needs. But as a result of what is going on for him, behaving in this way will make it easier for him to keep it together and function. Another part of this is that he will be able to vicariously meet some of the needs that a woman would meet without feeling guilty and ashamed, and as though he is betraying his mother. From the outside then, it can seem as if he is dependent on porn, and that this is an issue that he needs to deal with. In reality, this will be nothing more than a symptom of a bigger issue. So if he was to stop looking at porn, he would no longer be able to vicariously meet certain needs, or to release tension and frustration. This could cause him to have a breakdown, or he could end up finding another escape. As he is a separate individual who has his own needs and feelings and life to lead, living his own life should be what feels comfortable Along with this, his desire to be with a woman is not something that is bad, and he is not betraying anyone by meeting this need. This is likely to illustrate that he was deprived of the love that he needed during his formative years. During this stage of his life, his mother is likely to have been developmentally stunted and consumed by her own needs, with her using him to meet some of her adult and unmet developmental needs. Consequently, he would have been forced to be there for her, having no choice but to abandon himself. And, as he was egocentric, he would have come to believe that his needs and feelings were bad. Another part of this is that expressing them would have been seen as something that would cause him to be disapproved of, rejected, and/or abandoned. The outcome of this is that he wouldn't have been able to emotionally separate from her and develop a strong sense of self. He would have been deeply traumatized and stayed in an emotionally dependent state. With this in mind, for him to move forward, there will be beliefs that he needs to question, pain for him to face and work through, and unmet developmental needs for him to experience. This is something that will take courage, patience, and persistence. If he purely focuses on his mind and overlooks his emotional body, he is unlikely to truly move on. The pain, unmet developmental needs, and parts of himself that he had to repress all those years ago to survive will stay inside him, anchoring him to his past. If you would like to find out more about the services that I offer, please go to www.oliverjrcooper.co.uk or email me at info@oliverjrcooper.co.uk, and I'm looking forward to assisting you on your journey.